Hello, I'm Conlan O'Mordha, and welcome back to the O'Mordha Racing Network. Back for yet another suspenseful sprint race, here at the Maggiore with, again, the GT3 class. Joining me today is Otis Pops Shunt. Hello, thanks for having me. We're set up again for 4 laps around this fast, but a bit technical course.
Right, Conlan. Attach too much throttle on the corner exits and you'll spin like a ballerina. So find the correct moment after the apex, but be mindful of the straights to tight corners. These cars are extremely prone to understeer.
Words of wisdom there, folks. Well, it's a great pleasure to be alongside you today. Calling a race with a legend such as yourself is truly an honor. On pole position is Marcelo Costa, 7RJ from Brazil, with a time of 1 minute 58 seconds, .03.
Oh, that's a pretty good time there.
Marcelo is coming in strong to this race, one of the highest rated drivers here. And now we're getting set and ready for the start of the race. We're about to see the green flags fly here at any moment here, and away we go. We are at the start of one of 4 laps. And as we're coming up to the first corner here, our leader keeps it nice and tidy, and we have contact already on the first corner.
Oh man,
Turn 1 is always a doozy, especially with lower rated drivers. As we see here on the replay, looks like the Subaru started to lose just a little bit, and the Porsche just came right into the back of him during that slide and took him all the way around.
I'd be yelling at the driver if there was one
Yeah,
of
so
mine.
now we have a onboard bumper cam with the Mercedes as we were coming through there, just to give you a little bit more of a driver's eye coming through that first turn.
Yeah, it makes you kind of wonder what his brake balance is. You see the Porsche going off there as well, but the rear engine, so you kind of expect that.
And again, one more time here, we just see that number 14 car just gets a little bit too loose coming through there. Probably got on the throttle just a little bit too early.
Well, yeah, and too late on the braking points as well. Carrying too much speed on the corners. That's going to do that.
Looks like we had a little bit of contact there between the...
that was a Lexus RCZ. Or RCF. Lexus RCF, and it went off into the grass.
And now coming back onto the straight.
That was because he hit the
back straight towards the sweeping hairpin. One of those drivers, couple of those drivers actually.
Oh no, we had the
McLaren
go off.
The majority of the drivers on the field currently have a penalty of some sort or another. And as we just saw coming around that sweeping hairpin, that McLaren got a little bit too excited,
barely punted in the back
and just couldn't hold it together. Looked like it got a little bit punted on the rear end there and went completely off course, spinning a 180 and coming back onto the course. So then again, looks like it got hit by a Porsche from the rear, trying to get back up and going onto that straight and just right back into the grass.
Oh. That McLaren,
and now onto this back straight, and it looked like that McLaren just had a little bit of trouble there on the straight. Looked like it came around that corner a little bit too quick and just wasn't able to hold it together. Here we got instant replay. So we're coming around this fast S's here.
Yeah,
followed closely by Zoran. Look, we had the dirt there. Almost looked like the Mercedes and the McLaren had contact there, as he came bouncing back off the wall and onto the track. There he goes into the grass, and good move by Zilron to anticipate the driver coming back wildly onto the track and giving him enough room to do so. And here's that McLaren making a move on the Porsche, trying to get back in a position and back in contention for the top couple places. Back on board with our leader now with Marcelo Costa, 7RJ from Brazil, making his way around the spoon corners. Nice and tidy. That R8 is actually a very good platform when you learn how to control it correctly and use that natural slide of the vehicle to your advantage. Coming around the last corner here onto the main street.
Yeah, the Audi R8 actually has a lot of advantages.
Lap 1 down into the books. Now lap 2.
It's got nice speed, nice handling. Oh, that Dodge, man.
And let's see if we have any carnage around the first turn like we did last lap. And already we have the Viper going off. Coming up right back in front of Zilron in the Mercedes. Bruce Dodge going off. Just looked like he had complete understeer coming into turn 1. Gets back on. And then turn 2, man, that is just one heck of a bummer. To get back on, get back around turn 2, get back onto the throttle to try to gain back contention and back your position, and just loses it. Gets on a little bit too early and too strong, and just starts to rotate. And unfortunately, Zilron just had nowhere to go there. Already on the inside, trying to give him room, and he gets the penalty. These stewards need to have a double look at that. They are not doing their job correctly.
Yeah, I'd be going up to the race stewards and really having to talk with them and threatening them with violence.
As we see there, he just
to remove it.
Didn't anticipate his corner correctly, and Zilron was the one that had to pay for it. Coming up with a penalty in the end, and Bruce, the one that caused all of the carnage, and whose mistake it was solely, had nothing for penalty.
He had no disciplinary action given to him. You know, the race stewards were really favoring him in that interaction and situation there, and it's just not fair to see when you see things like that.
And it looks like Zilron's now defending against the Porsche here.
Yeah, that's really a bummer.
Number 8 car widely riding the tail end of Zilron in that Mercedes. Otis, let me ask, what's your favorite kind of racing?
Well, Conlan, it's actually GT3 and GT4 racing together. But most multi-class racing is really what I look forward to. Global GT puts on some good races. Of course, I'm excited to see all the coverage ORN ends up doing.
Well, thanks, Otis. Time will tell how far we will branch into other racing. On board with Bruce Dodge in P6. Looks like he just grazed that wall again. Looks like he's having a little bit of trouble keeping control under this Dodge Viper.
Yeah, I don't know if his brake bias is too back or if he's just a little bit too apprehensive on the gas from the brake, but he's not doing a good job around these corners.
And it looks like a McLaren just went a little bit too wide. Man, him and that Dodge are just having troubles keeping a hold of their cars today.
Yeah, it's just a problem of too low of rated drivers coming into the race.
And onto the first corner, still on board with Vidak in the McLaren, following closely behind the Subaru. Subaru gets a little bit tail happy, trying to make his move around him. Back on board with Bruce Dodge now in P6, trying to make a contention for P5.
The one there serving the penalty.
Just got to dig in, dig down.
Poor guy just fell too many places down. Cost 3 points.
And as they just go by Zilron, who was serving his 3-second penalty, very much undeserved, he went from 4th place down to 7th place. Now, Otis, I have to ask what it was like being crew chief to one of the most successful teams in endurance motorsport history.
Well, thanks, Conlan. You know, it was more of a nail-biting event. You know, both and off the track. On track, you're looking up the car and driver. Off, you're playing up to pious owners and dodgy team managers. You know, all while making sure the cars and the tracks are keeping savvy, you know, for racing. And yeah, I'm happy now to be out of it.
Well, Otis, it sounds like you're happily retired. We again appreciate you being here today. It is such an honor having you beside me and hearing the words of a legend with so much knowledge and experience. Oh, looks like we had a car go off track. Looks like Zilron, the number 6 car in that Mercedes, and P7. Oh my goodness gracious. He just got hit by Bruce Dodge and that Dodge Viper once again. and knocking him off course. So as we see here, Bruce Dodge just goes a little bit too wide, gets a rear tire on that gravel. Looks like he was going to start spinning. Zilron coming quick around that corner, taking it very wide. Just wasn't able to get onto the brakes quick enough, it seems. And here we see him coming up. Looks like he was trying to do something, but the car was just a little bit, had too much momentum coming around that corner and just had nowhere to go. And into him and went spinning. What a bad luck day for Zilrond.
Yeah, that's a heartbreaking moment when you're a driver, and a heartbreaking moment about, for the team as well.
As he falls all the way to last place here on lap number 3. What a heartbreak and what an upset.
Yeah, I agree. That driver, he should have another penalty there, and he doesn't get it.
As he tries to get back onto the road there, he just spins again. And that's where it cost him all the way down to last place.
These stewards, they're just giving the race to the Bruce Dodge.
And back on board with our race leader to start our final lap, lap number 4, Marcelo Costa. Again, he's driving the Audi RA GT3, number 13. Now in contention for P4, DK the Great looks to be making a move on the Porsche here. He's driving the Ferrari 458.
Yeah, the Ferrari 458. It's a strong, nice car, solid car.
And around turn 4, onto this nice little straight before the sweeping hairpin. Looks like position number 8, Dax CV, got a little penalty there.
Yeah, it's not really clear why.
And around the hairpin, nice and tidy, just about 2x2. We have a fight going on for 4th place and a fight going on for 6th place.
Right behind each other at the 3rd, at the 4th and 5th places.
And coming around the fast sweeping
lose too much time during the fighting and defending and whatnot. 6 and 7 will just come right up on the tail and really cause a real situation for the 4 cars for the 1 position.
He was able to make the move and gain the position on the Porsche 911. Coming around the hairpin here, nice and tidy. Looks about like we had a 2x2 and a little bit of contact between the Dodge Viper
and the WRX. I agree.
As Marcelo Costa lines up to take the win in P1 in that Audi RA. In 2 is K.R. Relis, another Brazilian. Number 3, the King Neptune. Number 4, DK the Great. P5, Sharon 2014. P6, Bruce. And P7, VDAC. Coming all the way back in P11, Commander Tony, 12, McClubber 08, 13, Zilron, who managed to gain just a single place.
Yeah, this was a really exciting race to be a part of. I appreciate the Conlan, and thank you very much again for having me here. It was an honor.
Well, thank you, Otis. It was an absolute pleasure having you here today. Thank you very much for tuning in and staying with us during this broadcast. Again, this was Maggiore, the GT3 on ORN, the O'Mordha Racing Network. Again, my name is Conlan O'Mordha, signing off. Have yourselves a wonderful day.